The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is the official post-fight review for Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev. Anthony Joshua folds up, destroys, dominates, and outclasses Kubrat Pulev via 9th round stoppage. Now, to me, just my honest, humble opinion, this could be Anthony Joshua's best performance of his career, because I think there were so many things he showed in this fight, from the patience and the poise he showed with his jab, to just the different variations of uppercuts. I mean, this guy was throwing triple uppercuts like he was Gervonta Davis. He was throwing triple uppercuts and then stepping off to the side like he was Tito Gonzalez. Anthony Joshua took a very, a guy that wasn't no world beater in Pulev. Pulev had never proven anything at the elite levels of heavyweight boxing. We know that already. But he's a veteran of 30 professional fights, deep amateur pedigree, been in there with Klitschko. And Anthony Joshua didn't lose really very few moments of that fight that he lost, except a couple moments here and there. There were times where he was just flat out kicking Pulev's ass. The speed difference was very, very apparent. And Pulev didn't have a lot of answers, particularly early in this fight. Early in this fight, Pulev had no semblance of an answer for any of the kind of punches Anthony Joshua was throwing. But I got to give Joshua a lot of credit, because a lot of the reasons that Pulev didn't have answers was because I can see it with all four of my eyes. This is a different Anthony Joshua. This is an Anthony Joshua that he doesn't get out of. He's not going to lose his composure and run into anything stupid. He's not going to be someone that you beat off of just landing a punch in an exchange. He's become a ring general. Anthony Joshua, when he started his career and when he was undefeated, he was hoping to go into that ring as a ring general. But now when he goes in there, he is a ring general. He commands the distance. He commands where the fight is fought. And he's throwing all kinds of different shots now. So I love what I'm seeing from AJ. I love the development that we're seeing from AJ. And overall, the only criticism I will have of AJ, and this goes into my point about a potential Tyson Fury fight, because that was the talk of him fighting Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, like in this fight with Pulev, right? There was about, I forget the rounds it was, but it was a couple rounds before the stoppage where Pulev was fighting harder and harder as the rounds progressed. Pulev was starting to show some life as the rounds went on. Pulev was even landing jabs flush. He landed a straight right hand flush, and he was even beginning to close that gap on Anthony Joshua. But I just think he was a bit too slow to pull the trigger as much as he probably would have liked to. Now, people are gonna forget about that part of the fight, because Anthony Joshua looked like $1 million in this fight. He really did. But in a fight against Tyson Fury, those kind of lapses or swings of momentum can't even happen. You can't even allow Tyson Fury that much room, because Tyson Fury really only struggles in fights where he's expected to win, or when he's fighting a guy that's not like an elite opponent. But when we talk about the guys that were deemed as fighters he was supposed to lose to, like Wilder in both fights and Klitschko, Tyson Fury rises to the occasion. The bigger the fight is, the better he will fight. And under the guidance of Sugar Hill Stewart, who's making that transition from Tyson Fury being a guy that mastered the ability of fighting tall off the jab and slipping and sliding and using his height to his advantage, now he's fighting the way God made him how to fight, how God birthed him to fight at 6'9", 270 pounds. He's got the right touch of boxing skills, fundamentals, and dog in him to make anybody look foolish. And while Anthony Joshua looks sensational tonight, and while I think he will be a live dog against Tyson Fury when they do fight, I still see it the same way I saw it before this fight happened against Pulev. This Pulev fight really changed nothing that I already thought or knew. It's not a competitive fight. Tyson Fury will absolutely beat up, destroy, and fold up Anthony Joshua like a blue steel chair, like The Rock, like Chris Jericho, like all the great wrestlers of the past that used to pick up a blue steel chair and bash people over the head with. Tyson Fury. In fact, hold on. He's in a full mode like a blue steel chair. Not like The Rock and Chris Jericho, but how about like Tyson Fury, because he was a damn wrestler. So shout out to Tyson Fury. But getting back to the Pulev fight, I love what I saw from Anthony Joshua, because I saw so many different things. One thing I love from Anthony Joshua was like when he was boxing, right? He was in his stance, right? And one thing he did early, because Pulev is a guy who's about 6'4.5", about 2 inches shorter than Anthony Joshua, or an inch and a half shorter than Anthony Joshua. he was using a lot of probing with the jab because Pulev got a very straight up style. So Pulev, when you see openings Pulev, right away they're not going to be openings that are right down the middle. So in order to open up those openings down the middle, he's going to have to feint him or break him off rhythm. And the way you break a fighter's rhythm or create those openings is you either probe with a jab. So you take your lead hand and you kind of just like you feel him out. You feel him out. You know, you keep it really active in front of their face. So that way, you know, they have something to think about. And then as you're using that lead-handed probe, you probe, feint, probe. He was doing a lot of that, and that was slowly but surely breaking the rhythm of Pulev. And then once he found comfortable on some of the openings, he started, you know, he was probing, feinting, jab, boom. And it worked for him against Pulev. And then he began to come with the right, come with the straight. You know, and then when he closed that gap, came with the uppercut, sidestep, bang. You know, he showed a lot of dimensions in this fight, and I'm really proud of Anthony Joshua for how he's rebounded since the first Andy Ruiz fight. This was the second fight. This was the second fight of his since the first Andy Ruiz fight, where he got beat up and embarrassed in America. And since then, you know, against Ruiz in the rematch, he boxed a masterclass, and in this fight, he boxed an even bigger masterclass. So, you know, I love the way he's responded. He's shown tunnel vision, and you know, even though I think Tyson Fury is going to beat him and beat him soundly, it's only because I think Tyson Fury is a special fighter. It has nothing to do with Anthony Joshua or me having any negative thoughts towards him. It's just how good I think Tyson Fury is, you know. But hopefully that fight can come off next year because boxing needs that shot of the arm right now. I'm sick of these exhibition YouTuber fights. We want to see some real fights, and what better way to get the people and the world back on their feet, back supporting the sport of boxing than to make the biggest fight in the heavyweight division. The biggest fight in the history of British boxing, you know, because they say with boxing, as far as popularity goes, as boxing goes as the heavyweight division does, and that's the biggest fights to make in boxing's glamour division. So that's my little assessment on Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev. Just an amazing performance, a great way to return home after 2 years away from not boxing in England. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. What did you make of Anthony Joshua's performance against Kubrat Pulev, and did anything you saw in the Pulev fight get you to change your mind or your opinion on a potential Tyson Fury fight? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Damien. So until next time, take care, guys.